Welcome to another Mechanical Minute. I want to talk today a little bit about this right here. We all have seen that. We know what it is, right? That's an FCA or an EFC. Manufacturers call it different stuff. FCA, fuel control actuator valve, or EFC, electronic fuel control valve. It's all the same. Basically a giant solenoid that controls fuel pressure, right? This one here is out of a CP3 pump. And I'm going to show you why they fail. Most times you're going to see symptoms like hunting for an idle, or full fuel pressure, which causes extreme rattle and high fuel rail pressure and usually codes. But when they fail, we get all kinds of issues. So, but basically they're giant solenoids, 2-wire. Can you see that right there? 2 wires. Power and ground, and they activate 12 volts, right? These are normally open. 0 voltage, they're open, full open. Well, not quite 0 voltage, but and when they get 12 volts, they close. And that's how they're controlled. They're kind of backwards what you might think. But we're going to talk about how they fail and what they're made of and how they work. So basically, if you take them apart like this one, I actually took this one apart earlier. The ends are pressed in. There's a control valve on the end, and inside here, a pintle, right? And inside there is your windings hooked to the 2 wires. So when they're de-energized, this sits all the way back, and that's full open, right? When you turn the key on, it wants to go to an idle. You got to reduce, or you got to add voltage to reduce the pressure. So when you turn the key on, and it gets 12 volts, this pushes in here, closing the end off, right? Inside here is a spring. Inside that valve is a spring and a barrel slide. And this basically pushes that barrel slide and closes that opening. Inside there, the barrel slide has, I don't know if you can see this, there's 4 little holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the one in the end. And inside there, that barrel slide also has 4 openings as well, and they're different, right? They look like this or this. And the reason they're different is different amperages and basically the way they work, how fast fuel flows, right? So like if it's an LB7, the ramp looks like this, and if it's an LBZ, it looks like this. So they're not interchangeable, but they all work the same. But the reason they wear out is because this is being moved constantly, right? When your engine's running, the computer's constantly adjusting the fuel, whether it's at an idle or at low loads, especially because it's, low load is 12 voltage, 12 volts, and pushing that pintle out, right? So it's moving constantly. Well, over time, they wear out. See the end of that? Right there, that wear, that makes it so it's not so smooth anymore, and it hops around and jumps and requires more voltage to get the same desired pressure, so the PCM has to push it harder, and that's what gives you the hunting or the sticking or basically no movement at all. After you verified, obviously, your power and ground, you did your wiggle test, and it's not an electrical issue. These are most likely bad. High mileage vehicles, this goes bad all the time, and that's why. So now you know. Thanks, guys. There you have it. If you know how something's supposed to work, you can better determine why it isn't. This has been another Mechanical Minute.